Weiss has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana. Touchdown, John Taylor.
From the 44. They fake it to Floyd. Young to the air. Young to Jerry Rice. Touchdown, San Francisco. Well, that's quite a statement their defense made.
Mawatau, good evening, and how are you, faithful? Captain Niner coming to you with the 49ers Niner Faithful Radio Week in Review Show, Texans Week. Apparently, looks like TJ just decided to show up, and so you'll be getting him in just a second. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh, I gotta mute this here for a second because this is way too loud. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I had one too many tabs open. Didn't know where I was going. All right, so we're going to be back in just 1 second. We're going to play some ad stuff, and then we'll get into the show with me and TJ.
Founded and backed by the GOAT himself, Goat Fuel is a great tasting energy drink without the crash. Use our affiliate link below to save 10% on all Goat Fuel energy drinks. Help out the show and save 10% at the official Niner online store by using our affiliate link in the description below. Go to seatgiant.ca to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. The website again, seatgiant.ca, promo code ninerfaithfulradio. Follow us on social media at ninerfaithfulradio on Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, and TikTok, and at ninerfaithfulr on X.
What's cracking, Kevin?
What's up, dude? How you doing?
Another day. Might lose my job, Oh, bruh. Things are just going fucking swimmingly for your boy.
All right.
Yeah.
So we can skip the how's the week going question.
Hi, you live, you learn, then you get love.
And I'm sitting here. I have got an ankle that is swollen like a motherfucker with gout. So I'm fighting a huge gout battle right now. Like I don't know if you guys have ever had gout before.
No, but I know what it is.
What is up, Miss Veronica? How you doing, girl? There's a good chance that at some point during this battle with gout, probably this next week, I'm probably going to cry like a bitch because that's how much.
Yeah.
Like I said, if anybody has had gout, I guess you could say it's almost like the Brock Purdy thing. Like you never are quite right afterwards. It's just like everyone leaves a little bit of a scar on your ankle or your toe or anything like that. And yeah, I'm not to the bad point yet, but I'm sure sometime this weekend I'm going to consider pissing myself rather than getting up and go pee because it's going to be hurting them that badly.
Yeah.
So, you going to share?
Look, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I didn't eat dinner. I was on the phone with somebody, and then I was literally like, "Oh shit, the show's gonna start."
What you least having, man?
Sloppy Joes.
Oh yeah, nothing wrong with those.
Well, it's just that I didn't put it in a bun or anything because I was like, bro, what's the point? But
I typically I just put mine over rice. Same thing over rice. And thank you, Miss Veronica. It is of my own doing. I have had way too many processed meat in the last week or so. I had some beef jerky. Actually, I had quite a bit of beef jerky. and some other stuff. You're not supposed to have when you have gout. You're supposed to be on a special diet, and it's a self-inflicted. It's a what was it called back in the day? It was a rich man's disease. If you could get gout, because it means you ate well.
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
right,
one of those. Let's get rocking and rolling.
So yeah, because I don't know how long I'm going to want to be on here. Honestly, I don't know if you noticed my tag underneath my name.
I have it.
I'm the 49ers injury counter curse research lead. Obviously, we need one because even on games where we win, it's like, fuck, man. And then, there's other stuff coming out without Demo being hurt this week. And it's just like, come on, dude. What else do we have to do with this team, man? I don't know.
So I did not hear Kyle's presser. So I'm not. I know Brock's out. I know Ricky's out. I know we'll go through the injuries, but I'm just letting y'all know I have not done my normal research for this show.
But before we get into all that, we must know that this Sunday, we're celebrating National Tight Ends Day. Obviously, we know that this is the holiday that I don't know if George Kittle actually meant it to be serious and just kind of went with it, or if he said it one time and it just kind of kept rolling and rolling.
Technically, it was Jimmy.
Was it Jimmy?
Technically. Hold on, I'll play the clip. Hold on. Because technically, it's Jimmy that officially says it's National Tight Ends Day. It's Jimmy that actually officially. So, I guess you could say the inventor of it or whatever is. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, right here.
National Tight End Day. National Tight End Day. It's a holiday. It's a holiday. Woo!
Well, Jimmy said it, and Kittle turned it into a holiday.
Yeah, there you go.
It's kind of funny how it was just when you think about it, it was kind of a joke at first. Everybody was like,
"It's totally a joke." It's Jimmy trying to pump everybody up.
Yeah, but it's just funny because now it's the NFL has picked it up. Everybody else has picked it up. It's like this is now an actual thing for a position on the field that, let's be honest, except for a few players, every 5 years, was always considered, not much. You know what I mean?
That's why you're so sexy. She was like, it was Jimmy, and I was just like, oh my god, Miss Veronica knowing that. Woo! You need to turn up the AC in here. Anyway, I'm kidding. Sorry, bro, I didn't mean to cut you off. No, I think it's
also the middle one in back there because we gotta give Juice some love because Juice is damn near a tight end basically.
I think if we didn't have an offense that used the fullback, and I really will say this, is I remember when Juice was going to be a free agent, not this last time, but the time, basically the contract that expired this year, when he signed that contract, he had said maybe most teams don't use a fullback because they don't have a fullback like me, But let's be real, if sure, now a lot of teams use the Shanahan offense, but if he went to back to Baltimore, for example,
yeah,
he's going to probably be a tight end.
I mean, he goes to probably 90% of the teams. He's going to be a tight end.
Yeah,
like you maybe get like McVay might use him as like a tight, or excuse me, as a fullback.
H-back.
Yeah, something along those lines. What's his name over in the Packers? And I can't think of his name right now. LaFleur, yeah. Those guys that come from that tree will be the same thing that, they'll probably use him as that fullback H-back position. But otherwise, he's a shorter tight end in the league. And honestly, if he were to be a full-time tight end, I legit think he'd be a damn good tight end. Like, he'd probably be a top 10 tight end, if not better.
I do too. I mean, I think one of the most underrated, it's like, I know I've said this on the show to y'all, but yeah, I think so too, Miss Veronica. I think that, yeah. Look, I remember, I'll tell y'all a story after I say this, but, what? When is the Pro Bowl coming to the Bay? I did not know this. I did not. Did you know that, bro?
No, I didn't. I hadn't heard anything about that.
I had not heard anything about that. I actually might get tickets to the Pro Bowl if it comes out here, just for the simple fact that, like, when am I ever going to get to see a Pro Bowl? Like,
I've seen a few, but that was
yeah,
back when we were in
obviously.
Hawaii.
But
Speaking of that, on another tangent, Hawaii is rebuilding Aloha Stadium right now, and there is a
uh,
huge push to get a 49ers game in Hawaii once the stadium is rebuilt.
oh, I'm hella down.
So, yeah.
We'll be at the McConey Center in the city. I'm down.
So,
Yeah, we'll totally go to that.
so
Anyway, okay, so my bad, y'all. Real
let's get
quick,
some of
just
these. Oh, go ahead.
I wanted to say this story. So obviously, anybody who knows me for a long time knows I grew up. There was just no way that you were going to tell TJ that he wasn't going to grow up and be wide receiver for the Niners, right? That's just what I was going to do. So I'm summer before I start my freshman year. Um, Merton Hanks went to church with the lady that in the group home that ran our like anti-drug program. They went to the same church together, so she knew him, and she had mentioned to Merton that like I was a diehard Niner fan, like I knew all the players, all that type of stuff, all the stuff that when you're a faithful, everybody tells players that they know, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we sat there, and so I get invited to Merton Hanks' football camp he's given at Valley Christian, which is the high school that Taylor Mariucci went to when Steve Mariucci was the head coach here. So it'll be 1 week before the Super Bowl, I believe that Tuesday at McConey Center in San Francisco. All right, cool. I'll look it up, and we'll try to get a tangent going together. We'll talk about that later. So anyway, so they put me out at receiver and everything like that, and I'm slow as hell, right? Like I'm not a receiver, right? And I remember Merton Hanks, and it was Merton Hanks, Derek Deese, and one other Niner took me aside and everything like that, and they gave me and they're like, okay, we're gonna switch you to tight end. I was like, I don't want to be a tight end. I was so mad and everything like that. And they started pumping me up. They're like, you're gonna be the next Brett Jones, and they started like pumping me up and everything like that. And that's actually how I found out my dad played tight end, is because I told my dad that story, and he's like, I play tight end. I was like, what? I didn't know that. And so yeah, that's. But anyway, so how far has it come that like I do the biggest hissy fit ever? I remember my teacher, my football coach in high school, for my flag football coach, used to tell me that he would switch me to tight end if I didn't start, like if I didn't block enough or I didn't run my route with enough for something like that. He's like, if you don't knock it off, we're gonna switch you to O line or tight end, because he knew I wanted to be a receiver.
And now it's a glorified position.
And now it's a glorified position. Anyway, go ahead, Greg. Transactions.
All right. Speaking of glorified tight ends, we had Messiah. We released Messiah Swinson off the practice squad, and then we also this is earlier this week, signed Braden Willis back to this practice squad, and then we also released defensive end Travis Gibson. I'm a little sad about that. I thought he played pretty damn good, to be honest with you.
I mean, for what he was, football player, yeah.
Yeah, I liked him. We did, however, wait till the next day. Then we did also re-sign. We promoted Robert Beal from the practice squad to the active roster, and then we also re-signed Travis Gibson to the practice squad, which means we're probably just going to get an elevation on him. I'm kind of at this point just let him stay on the 53. I think he's played well enough to stay there. And then in the big one with these, we have designated, I don't know if I want to call him guard anymore, offensive lineman Spencer Burford to return from injured reserve. So his practice window has opened. And with Connor Colby not, he started off pretty hot. He's kind of, cooled off a little bit. And then with the issue to what's going on with Brendel and needing, another guard or anything like that, I think he will be a guard if and when he comes back at this point.
I'm thinking that too, because knock on wood, and I've been starting a rally cry of get Trent off the field as soon as possible this Sunday.
What a red
You
zone.
know, because everybody's kind of been like, who's the Niner that's gonna get hurt this week? And it's like, get Trent Williams the fuck off the field as soon as possible.
If we go up by 10, just start pulling everybody.
They start
Come
pulling
on.
everybody. Let's be real. Kyle's forever traumatized about what happened in the Super Bowl with the Falcons. Kyle
Yeah.
ain't gonna ever believe. Kyle ain't gonna ever believe a game is out of reach, bruh, the rest
Yeah.
of his life.
I mean, he probably still wakes up in like the middle of the night. Like, 21.
Yeah, right. He spoke about the one the one I think it was the final drive where he ends up trying to throw it to Julio and like it's incomplete, and then like I think Mac Ryan gets sacked the next play, and that pushes him out of field goal range. And he said that's the one. That's really what he regrets because he tried to end the game right there instead of simply just doing what you should have done, which is run the ball. He said, "Let me get the first down right here and end this shit instead of let me run the ball and." Anyway, yeah, I guarantee you he still has nightmares about that. Who won it?
How's it do so? Thank you for showing up, Sutter.
What's up, my Oos? Good to see you, brother. So,
Morning.
yeah, I'm excited. I mean, look, at this point, starting to get players back. Look, obviously, we've lost some players, but getting anybody back, I'm all for it, bro. Like I don't give a fuck if it's Spencer Burford. It's like, cool, we got a player back. Like,
Like we need some energy going the opposite direction. Like we need
yes,
people coming in the door instead of going out the door for
yes,
whatever
enough
reason.
exits.
Which kind of leads into this: how much deeper can this roster go, and how damn good of a coaching job have these guys done? You know what I mean? Like right now, we don't know what's necessarily going on with Demo and all that. So it's just like,
Yeah.
If we have to I'm okay with Chase Lucas playing out there. I'm okay with Pinnock being out there. These guys who we thought were just, basically,
I thought Luter played
free.
fine last week. Like he wasn't like a starter, but oh yeah, my bad. Go ahead, bro.
No. I'll say, me and Luter, and I gotta
Yeah.
shut up and give the man his props. He played pretty damn well.
No, he look. You know what I loved is I want to say he gave up that like 3rd and 12 or whatever like
He
that.
did, yeah.
But then immediately the next play he made a TFL for like -4 yards, and that fired me up almost more than if he would have like broke up that 3rd down play because it showed that he had that short memory, and he wasn't going to let one bad play turn into 2 bad plays, turn into 3 bad plays. That's why I was really impressed. So honestly, look, you were there, Jason, when we did the show right before the 2021 playoffs. We both said Diamador Lenore would be the reason the Niners wouldn't win the Super Bowl. We were wrong.
When he was the rookie.
When he was a rookie, we were both wrong, and we wore that proudly, bruh. We both said we were proud to be wrong. Look, I don't think Demo's a bad player. I honestly think he's going through what Fred went through when he was paid, which he's trying to do too much. He's trying to be too much of a leader. He's trying to make too many plays. He's trying to prove too hard that he deserves a contract. But at this point, I don't think it's necessarily the worst thing in the entire world for Demo to take a week off.
Well, not that, but it's just that he's also not getting the opportunity because they're just not throwing to him. So it's almost like, to me, he's almost too hyped. He sees
Yeah.
something come his way. He's like, oh, fuck yeah, I got to make a play now because, if you ain't coming
And
to my
there's the
side of the
PI.
field for 50, if you ain't coming to my side of the
Yeah.
field for half the game, you get bored. And all of a sudden you say, oh, shit, they're coming my way. I better make something big happen instead of just, basics and all that. It's just like, dude, just play.
Mm-hmm.
But like, yeah, so it's just kind of funny. It's just like they either don't go to him because they don't want to because he's fucking good, or sometimes when they go to him, he's trying just so hard. It's like, dude, I get it. You're a little excited. You're trying hard because you haven't done anything. Technically, you haven't done anything, for a quarter and a half because they're just ignoring you.
wasn't it you that said that you thought he was going to lead the team in picks?
Yeah,
So like, yeah, obviously we think you think Debo's a good player, Jason. If you're willing to say you think he's going to lead the team in interceptions, like you clearly think Debo's a good player.
which at this point is one.
Yeah, really legit, legitimately. If you
We're
get,
week 8. One would be the team leader.
hey, legitly, whoever gets the first pick might very well lead the team in interceptions this year, bro. Like if a
Yep.
player just simply gets two, you're going to lead the team in interceptions this year, cuz.
You think that ball goes into the Hall of Fame for like the longest drought of picks by a team ever?
I wonder. I wonder.
All right. And so the second part with this for me for big stories in the game, obviously Brock, Ricky, BA not coming in. Are you willing to let everything roll until we get past Death Life Stadium?
Yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah.
I don't want nothing to do with
I
that.
bet.
Like
Yeah,
I
I
want
want nothing
every
to do with New York. Nothing. Nope.
I want
Nope.
every bubble wrap, extra tape on every part of these guys.
Yep.
Like I don't care if you never get your ankles taped or your wrist taped. No, everybody gets taped. I want to see head to toe tape because you've seen how we know the devastating history with these guys and injuries in death life. I
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not.
with these guys, it's like just keep them out. I don't care if we lose
Just
almost damn near every game between now and then.
yeah.
I don't want guys on that field.
I mean, realistically, this game makes me a little nervous. And I said that at the beginning of the year. You know, obviously, if you got to only pick, one of the next two, you're obviously worried about, New York being the NFC game and all that.
Yeah.
Um, but Houston has turf too as well, don't they?
Yes.
So I'm not necessarily like we all know. Look, the reason we talk about Death Life Stadium is because look, we're all still traumatized from 2020, guys.
You lost two
And
starters in 3 plays.
and three, I had never seen some shit like that, Jason. But no, the league said there's nothing to see here, cuz nothing. I
And it's
didn't
not
didn't.
just us either. Other teams have
Yeah,
had
I
the
was about to say.
same.
I think a Jet like tore his ACL or something like that the week before Nick Bosa did.
Didn't Aaron Rodgers wasn't it on their field too? Wasn't that their home
Yeah,
game? Yeah, that was
yeah, it
that was
was.
their home game.
Yeah, it
For
was
a lot of
the first game. Yeah, and so that's what like this is the one thing. Even with all the planes flying over Levi's and everything, right? This is just one of the things that we really truly have to appreciate about Jed is that like if there truly was like if there was any evidence that the field at Levi's or the practice field or whatever was causing injuries to Niners, Jed would not let that fly.
So what was the and I haven't heard it, and I don't if we talked about it, I don't remember. Was there a reason why they changed the at least the direction of the practice field this season?
Um, I want to say what I believe it was is I believe it was so we can have the joint practice because the
Could we
way
not
that
have it the way it was before?
no because the way it was they wouldn't have been able to have the sidelines because they because of the way it was they would have not been able to have the sidelines
Mm-hmm.
like it would because it was going this way. So the
Mm-hmm.
sideline, let's just say the Broncos sideline would have been basically right in front of the benches we all sit at. So to have it the way that they wanted it, they had um they had to switch it the other way. And curious enough, um they talked about when we went to training camp, they're like, okay, the plan is not guaranteed, but the plan is eventually we will let you onto the field. And they told us that they had just done the grass on the field, so they didn't let anybody go in with pumps or like cleats or anything.
No high heels.
So no high heels. They said pumps, but I'm pretty sure that's what they meant, high heels and stuff like that. So funny enough, the Niners actually did replace the field this year at um I think it's SAP facility or whatever, training facility or whatever they call
Mhm.
the Niners practice facility. So we actually did change the grass this year, but yeah, like that's the one thing I'll give the props with. If like truly that they thought that anything that was fixable as far as like field turf, anything like that would cure these injuries with the Niners, Jed would spend the money.
Yeah, I mean he's put out how much money for players, even though everybody says we don't spend money on players.
Yeah.
Actually, look it up. We spend a shit ton of money on players.
Literally since John Lynch and Jed Dork before this year, or since John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan took over, we spent the most cash in the NFL before this year. Literally,
Yep.
like the most cash spent by any team in the NFL since 2017 before this year was the San Francisco 49ers. We need more money and that's just players. That's not coaching staff.
We have
That's not.
no idea what these guys are getting paid as coaches.
Did you know damn well Kasirk is the highest paid defensive lineman in the NFL?
Yep, and I
We
believe
know Robert Saleh is.
the only part I think, as far as what I've heard, the only person who gets paid more as a coordinator in the NFL is Chip Kelly.
Really?
But he's obviously offensive coordinator with the Raiders.
Yeah.
But I mean, and it's like, why would you pay Chip Kelly more money than Robert Saleh, though? You know what I mean? It's just like it's an interesting one, but
Because the Raiders be Raidering. That's why.
All right, so here's obviously our practice report from this today. Obviously, we've got what's not. Who knows what's going on? Ooh,
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I hate that.
All right, so Brendel is DNP, pretty much all week. Don't expect to see him playing this Sunday.
He's
so
out.
we're gonna have I don't think they've actually said he's out yet.
Oh, they haven't said he's out. Okay, my bad.
I don't think. At least I don't think they have. Well, they haven't. And they didn't announce it with everybody else that I saw. But more than likely, so we're gonna have Nick Sickell backing up Matt Hennessy, which I'm actually okay with. Even though funny, we actually average more yards per play with Brendel in than with Hennessy, but that's a whole different story. Let's not. That
That's
obviously
really
we'll see what happens with Burford. Eugene Gross Matos still going to be out for another week or so. Bryce Huff another week or two. More defensive.
Probably a couple. Yeah.
And then obviously the usual Ricky and Brock and BA not going to be back until probably week 10. Like I said, week 10 or later. But we are now at the point right now to where BA is officially week to week. They haven't opened up his window, but it is now week to week. So technically his window and everything could begin next week for all we know. And then we got Bradley in the house. What's up, Bradley?
What's up, Bradley?
And everything. Other than that, everybody else seems to be ready. Like you said, even though the whole curse thing we're talking about, people getting injuries, we're starting to slowly get healthy. It's everybody else now has bumps and bruises.
Yeah, I mean, look, you truly don't get healthy in an NFL season. Like, what's up, Barry? Right, Jason? I mean, like, we talk about, if we could only get healthy. Let's be real. You're never going to be healthy in the NFL season. The only time you're really healthy, and shit, we weren't even healthy then, was week 1. And we weren't even healthy week 1. Fuck us. I can't believe that. Like,
we can't even get through, you said week 1. It's like, damn, dude, can we just start off? And then think about it. Last year, same shit. Last year was the same exact shit. CMC, fucking Ricky was still recovering from being shot.
Yeah, he fucking shot, guys. Fucking shot in the chest. I still can't believe that.
All right.
I still can't believe that, bro. Like, I still forget. You know what? No wonder Ricky probably doesn't do autographs at training camp. Last time he tried to give an autograph, he had to start fighting for his fucking life. Fucking
And if you look over at the Texans, they've obviously got their own issues. They're going to be out they're going to be without their top two wide receivers in Nico Collins and Christian Kirk. I'm expecting a big game, depending on, or at least they are going to feed the ball to Dalton Schultz, their tight end. That's pretty much their only other um, weapon that they have right now currently. So I mean, it's cover everybody. D Winters is probably just going to cover the shit out of Dalton, and we'll see what put a man over him, and we'll see how it goes.
My week was shitty, bro, but Niner football, so we'll be all good. How was your week, Gus? But yeah, no,
Not bad. We're getting through it. I got about a month left before I don't work for 3 months. Actually, I have an interview next Wednesday, and we'll see how that goes. That could be a good one.
yeah, no,
That would
I
be
think
almost a third jump in my pay. So yeah, I'd be pushing 40
yeah,
if I get this job.
that's
But
not bad at all, Gus.
nope,
It's
not
not.
at all. So we'll see.
Um, shit. I was look, it's the king of the fairies. No, I mean it's National Tight End Day. I know Kittle Cord hasn't had the world's greatest. He does not have the stats you would expect him to have on National Tight End Day. And considering last year, the year before, he
He
got
didn't
hit in
play.
his dick.
Yeah.
No,
Yes, like that.
last year he didn't play. Year before, he got hit in his fucking dick.
That's right. He's like,
Kittle
oh,
Cord.
you hit me in my dick. I remember that.
Technically, that wasn't National Tight End Day though. That was Monday Night Football,
It was
but it was
close
like
enough.
national. It was National Tight End Day weekend kind of thing. So
It
it was
was it
still
was a
National Tight End
continuation
Day.
of it.
Yeah, but yeah. So Kittle Gore has the greatest National Tight End days recently. Here's the hoping. Here's I bet you Claire's right now. Like, look, dude, I just don't need my husband not to get hit in the dick. Like we could, 3 catches, fine, whatever. Just as long as he doesn't get hit in his dick, we're good. Like, fuck, poor Kittle Cord.
Yeah.
That sucks.
All right. So obviously these are the
Not even
coaches.
your nuts, though, bro. Like, not even your nuts. Like, I've never been hit in my, like, I've been hit in my nuts, but I've never been hit in my dick. That's kind of suck, cuz. Fuck,
We've
anyway.
got our old buddy D'Amico Ryan's up there. He's 24-19. It's a little bit of a rough year for them. Like they, especially on the defensive side of the ball. The defensive side of the ball, they look really good, number one in points and all that kind of stuff. But then on the offensive side of the ball with Nick Caley, they just can't find any sort of rhythm at all. And so we'll see. I don't know why this picture makes it look like he has a bobblehead. But yeah, that's the only picture I can find of him that wasn't terrible. And like I said, with their offense, obviously I got Nico Collins up there, but you can just scratch him. Again, with my once I made these on Thursday morning and then my gout kicked in, I was like, I don't give a damn. I'm not changing it. I'm just going to sit on my couch and put my leg up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So points per game, they're only averaging 21.2, 21st in the league. Look at total offenses, 23rd, passing yards, 20th, rushing, 18th, time of possession. So, I mean, they're rushing it. They're just not getting anywhere with they're keeping the ball. They're just not able to do anything with it, being that they're number 12, time of possession. So, again, this offense is one that, maybe we can tee off a little bit on there. Get after C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud, a couple years ago, it was him and Brock Purdy. Who was going to be the next, the next big
Yeah.
quarterback for the next decade? Well, if you look at C.J. Stroud compared to Brock almost looks miles ahead of C.J. Stroud. And I'm a big C.J. Stroud fan.
This almost seems like on paper is what made this game nervous. But as we've discussed it, and I've really started to think and hearing their offensive stats and everything like that. And let's be real, Kyle kind of owns his coaches. Like the
Yeah,
coaches who have came from his tree.
yeah.
I am really curious. Like to me, like obviously the game's intriguing. It's a big game. All those things. That's my concern, bro. And CJ Stroud's mobility is also a little concerning to me. Um, I just it's I almost feel like I did with Tampa Bay. where I'm just like, remember, like before the Tampa game, Jason, and I was just like, when is our backup quarterback going to prove why he's a backup quarterback?
Yeah.
That's what I'm kind of like. Okay, so like, look, we've gave Kyle and all the coaches, everybody in the organization, their flowers. There's no way in fuck we should be 5-2. Like, just shit is mind blowing.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, Jason. One of my favorite sayings. But at some point in time, missing Nick Bosa, missing Fred Warner, missing Demo, like missing every player that you would have listed as reasons to have hope for the 2025 San Francisco 49ers. At some point, missing majority of those players is going to catch up, bro.
Yeah. I
At
mean,
least for a
look
week.
what Tommy's saying. Look at this. Without Huff. I mean,
Yeah.
So our defensive ends right now, Michael Williams, Sam Okiwano. To be honest, that's
Yeah.
not too bad. I'm okay with those two. But then after that, we drop down to Robert Beal Jr., Travis Gibson.
And that's what's concerning me. That's what's concerning me. What's concerning is basically what you're talking about, Jason. I think we're kind of both trying to say the same thing here. Is what I'm worried about is cool. Like you and me have been big Sam O fans. Like so I'm all down for Sammy O. Like I'll shoot that in my veins. But Sammy O for 60 plays.
Yeah, Michael Williams is playing his ass off the last month.
Yeah.
Again, when does that rookie stuff start taking over? You know
Exactly.
what I mean? Because it's going to happen.
When of what you said all year, Jason, a rookie's going to cost us the game. When is that going to happen? Like these things are going to be natural, and I don't think it means the season's over and the roof is collapsing and the roof's on fire or anything like that. But these are things that we can naturally expect.
Yeah.
Because like when you look on paper, like I remember Kittle said, everybody says last place schedule, easy schedule and all that. He goes, hey, guess what? You try to lace them up for 17. And this is any given Sunday. And like when you look at teams let's just like fuck, we only gotta go to our franchise. Who the fuck is this Joe Montana and Dwight Clark thinking that they're gonna beat America's team with fucking Tom Landry on the sideline? You know what I'm saying? Who is this Joe Montana motherfucker think he is?
Who's this skinny kid that's got twigs for
that
legs?
Our owner thought was our kicker? Like who's this?
Like, why are we paying him? Why are we paying this guy? He's gonna get hurt if I tackle him.
Yeah,
that's Eddie.
Who's this country ass bumpkin ass nigga from Mississippi Valley State that nobody ever heard of? Wearing number 80, dropping every ball his first half of his rookie year. Like, who's this motherfucker think he is? Oh, the greatest fucking football player. So, like, I get it any given Sunday, but like at some point, there's a reason only one team ever gone in the NFL season undefeated. So
Patriots should have been the second, and there's shit happens.
Shit, exactly. So did you ever see that?
Everybody that year.
Did you see the video with Eli Manning and he's doing the rap battle, right? And he says something. He goes, Tom Brady's the GOAT. Psych. Thinks he's nice. I beat him twice or something like that. But it's hella funny because it's like, dude, there's no way Eli Manning should be able to roast Tom Brady.
But he can.
But he fucking can, guys. Like he can go like this, like, hey Tom, how you doing, Tommy? Like
Eli Manning. We don't have Eli Manning. Brady probably has 10 Super Bowl wins.
Like, look, I tell everybody this. Like, so apparently Roger Staubach always said about Joe Montana, like, oh, who did he play in the Super Bowl? Try that steel curtain on for size, and everything, kind of making fun of the fact that like the Cry Girls kind of had to go against the Steelers in the 70s, like the steel curtain in the, But like, I bet you Joe just looks at Tom Brady and says, "I'm not losing two Super Bowls to Eli Manning." Like I bet you Joe says that to himself. Like, look, the ball in, and this is the one thing I say about Brady, and why ultimately I think Joe's the GOAT is both of those losses to Brady, or both of the losses to Peyton Manning. Brady threw a pick to end both of those games.
Yeah.
Both of those games, the Patriots had a chance to win, and Brady threw a pick to end both of those Super Bowls. I guarantee you, Joe's like, I ain't throwing a pick, even though he almost did, and the Bengals cornerback dropped it. Most gifted fucking interception of all time, and then literally the next play he hits Sean Taylor. But anyway, all right, Houston defense. Let's go. My bad, y'all.
It is good.
Yes.
But they are a little bit more susceptible against the running game. Giving up 95, we could probably get there. I mean, they've got Daniel Hunter, who is probably have low key top 5 linebacker in the game. Again, kind of with Bijan Robinson. When you start naming off the best linebackers in the game, most people will not, mention Daniel Hunter, but he is so fucking good.
I liked him at the Vikings, bro.
Yeah, and like I said, it's just people don't know him because he doesn't make all of the flashy plays constantly and this and that.
I want to say he was the one that picked off the pass that ultimately made Jimmy get his first loss in the NFL. I want to say it was Dante Hunter in 2018, the first game of the year. Jimmy throws that. I think it was Dante. I think it was Hunter. It was either then or the playoff game because people seem to forget one of the reasons that we ran the ball as much as we did against um, the Vikings and the Whackers in that playoff game is Jimmy looked bad to start that Vikings game in the playoffs in 2019. And Kyle basically said, "You're not costing us this fucking game," and didn't allow him to basically throw again until the Super Bowl.
Mostert, put your big boy
Yeah.
pants on. You're going
Mostert,
to
put
carry
your
the
big
ball
boy
about
pants on.
96 times.
And get that ice bath ready, big boy.
And then obviously on the backside, they've got Derek Stingley. They've got actually a really good defensive backfield. They've got Stingley back there. They've got Kamari Laster, Kalen Bullock. So really solid secondary. And then one of our favorites who's kind of turned himself, I don't know how I feel about it because at times, with us, Aziz Al-Shahir, which is a badass. He's almost got a little bit too reckless now that he has his team to, more or less, you can almost consider it his team to an extent. He's gotten a little reckless. He's made a few plays, and I'm like, I bet you Fred talks to you about some of that shit. And I don't think that there's someone like that on the defense without TJ Watt, because obviously TJ Watt would have settled him down. But I don't think there's anybody there to reel in Aziz, basically. But yeah, he's still playing good football, just a little bit more reckless than he was when he was here.
He played on the edge with us. Let's not pretend like he didn't play on the edge with us.
Yeah,
I remember a couple. I remember a couple roughing the passer or unnecessary roughness for tackling some people on the white. Didn't he pick up and body slam somebody one time?
Yeah, it's just he's always been like you said, even more on the edge than Greenlaw was at times. Where Greenlaw kind of straddled that line, Aziz, just went over that line and he lived there.
You know what it might be, bruh, is I will say this. Oh, okay. You're right. It was Kendricks. You're right, Tommy. I stand corrected. It was Hendricks. So I will go to my grave and say that if Jerry doesn't leave the Niners, T.O. doesn't do what T.O. does.
Fair.
Right? Like Jerry, because you even see T.O. T.O. always bowed to Jerry. T.O. always bowed. And I think one of the things for at least for T.O.'s Niner career, one of the worst things for T.O.'s Niner career was the fact that Jerry Rice left in free agency. I think that might, like you said, I think it might be for Aziz, Fred, Bosa, Sala, Demo. Somebody comes and talks to him and says, "Hey, bro, we're gonna calm that down because we don't want you to toot it down." But now it's starting to hurt.
Jess, how you doing, girl? Thank you.
What's up, Jess? Good to see you. Thank you for showing up, love. You see what I'm saying? Like I could see Fred being like, "Bro, we love the enthusiasm, but now you're starting to hurt the team."
Hmm. And like I said, he
And
just doesn't have that big brother kind of the person to
yeah,
just fuck him down on
yeah.
plays.
Not everybody. Hey, I know y'all have had to heard the saying, "Too many Chiefs, not enough Indians."
Yep.
Not everybody's supposed to be the alpha. Not everybody's meant to be Batman. Some motherfuckers are just meant to be Robin.
Hmm.
And maybe Aziz is that person. Maybe he's just meant to. And it's not like a toughness alpha. Like, let's be real. Aziz Shire is an alpha male of alpha
Yeah.
males. But, like, it's just not everybody's meant to be Batman, bro. Because, hey, Spider Man said it best with great responsibility or with great power comes great responsibility.
Yep.
And that's one of the ways of wearing that captain, wearing the green dot, being the leader of the defense, is being able to straddle that line between absolutely complete psychopath and um, average middle linebacker with the attitude. That's what everybody used to say. Remember when everybody used to say that about Ruben? Oh, great! Oh, wow! A middle linebacker with a little attitude problem. Like
Yeah.
oh, a middle linebacker with an anger issue. Oh,
I'm gonna look right here if they've updated Schultz because there's no way they've only got him for 10 points. He's got to be predicted for more than 10 points when he's going to be their main offensive weapon throwing the ball. Give me just a second. Obviously, Jones is going to be out there with 14. No, they haven't
Kittle
updated.
at
Okay, so
12, seems
uh,
23.
yep, CMC obviously, CMC is always going to be about 20 to 25 depending on who we play. Kittle's always going to be about somewhere between 12 or probably 10 to 16. Those are
I
normal
don't like,
numbers.
look, I'm not a fantasy guy, so I could be wrong on this, but I don't like playing Mac Jones this week, bro.
We'll see. Like I said,
Like, I
I
don't,
only have him right now because I have Brock on the bench. I've got him on the bench, and then Jaden Daniels is hurt, so I had to put up somebody. So I had to throw Jones up there.
Mac Jones. Okay. Yeah, no, I think that this is going to be, my curiousness of this game, Jason, is I, I, I think, Kyle wants to pound the rock. I think we're about to say was last week Albatross was it just a fluke nature and hey CMC's still good at football so he's going to get his some weeks or is
Yeah,
this really a return of the Niners and our dominant running game and everything like that? Look, he might not stick to it the whole game, but Kyle's going to want to find out. Like Kyle's going to want to okay, is the running game back or is that just Atlanta being that bad?
yeah.
I would not be
Um,
surprised if the first drive is 12 plays. I would not be surprised if seven of them are runs.
and 6 of them went to CMC.
Yeah, six of them with the CMC.
I would say this though, as far as this kind of leads into the next one, when it comes to
Uh,
Schultz and Hutchinson, those Hutz is going to be their number one wide receiver. He's their number three, so he's going to be basically doing Juwan Jennings. He's going to be jumping up to number one, right behind Schultz. Whatever the over under is on those guys getting, how many catches and yards, go over because that's about all they have for throwing the ball to those guys. Stroud, 16 sounds about right. Woody Chubbs, there's a little bit,
yeah.
we'll see how they go with the defense. Our defense is still a little bit bend, but not break when it comes to the running backs. And then here we go with the betting. All right, betting. We got the
We just
Niners or with +2. I would take them covering that.
yeah,
All right. Over under 42.
it's 21. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna take both of those.
Would you
You
take
don't
the over the
gotta.
under on 42?
I'm taking the over. I'm taking the over on 42.
I'm taking the under simply because of the wide receiver situation on the Texans. You're losing both of your first,
That's
your
true.
number one and number two. Um, your offense is in kind of a shambles as it is, primarily for most of the season. I don't see them scoring that much unless all of a
So if
sudden
we
CJ
scored
Stroud just decides to play.
24, so if we scored 24, they would have to score 18. 27, they would score 14. Or no, If we scored 27, they would have to score 15. Yeah, I'm like, okay, I 42 is the perfect line because I could easily see this being like a 14-20 ball game.
Yeah.
But
Kenny says
yeah,
under two.
Katie's going
And what's
under
up, Mr. Kenny? How you doing, brother?
23-17. Perfect. Yeah, Kenny. Kenny, like that. Like if you ask me, hey T, what do you think is going to be the score? 23-17, 24-17. That would be my guess. But I have a, I have a strange feeling, bruh, that at some point, not saying that we can't win, but at some point, the defense can't keep doing what it's doing.
Yeah.
Like they've got it just simply like, and if not injured, like even if we were fully healthy, at some point every defense has a stinker.
It's the
Even
Halloween
in
frog, Kenny.
even in 2019, everybody talks about how the eighth game was a great game, not defensively.
It's only
That game was,
remembered because of that last drive.
yeah, of course. Perfect example, Jason. If Kittle, let's be real, Kittle should have been stopped short of the first down, right? We all know that.
That and the series and the play before, or the series before he should have been. Or not the series, but
Um,
the set of downs before.
okay, I don't remember that one, but yeah, everybody remember 4th and 2, all that, right? Okay, we're ripping. You and me are coming on air, and we're ripping the defense a new one. Or
Yeah.
I'm sorry, at that point
That
it
was
would
a
have been
fucking
Adam.
shootout.
Yeah, Adam and I. It was Adam and I at that point. We would have at that point. You would have said the defense cost us that game, but everybody calls it a great game because let's be real, offense packs stadiums, defense wins championships. You
Yeah.
know, offense packs stadiums. So that's why everybody considers it's a game. So the Niners, look, I believe with Kittle Corn on National Tight End Day, CMC and Jawan, the Niners could score 35 points on Sunday.
Yeah. They have the
But
talent to easily.
but we could we could still very well win the game 34-35. You know?
All right. So here are my other bets. So
Okay, what do you
Dalton
got?
Schultz, plus just one touchdown. Would you take him for a touchdown on that one? Again, he's going to be their
Yeah,
number
I
one
mean,
target.
who else is going to score the touchdowns?
Yeah. Here we go. Mac Jones, 2 touchdowns, 1.5, 144. That's easy money to me.
So what? You bet 100. You bet 100. You win 144.
Yeah. You bet 5, you win 720. That's all. You know me. I'm only betting $5 on these.
Oh yeah. Fuck it. Yeah, I'll get 2. I'll get
All right.
2.
And here's one I like. Mac Jones, plus 17 yards rushing, plus 270. $5, you'll walk away with 1350. That to me is another easy. That's a good one good
Yeah,
scramble and he's done. I'm
yeah.
not saying
That's
I don't. No, now
I
for
don't
Brock, that
love.
wouldn't be.
I don't love that one,
Money
but I
wise, it's a
might.
good one.
Yeah, I might just go the 5. Like fuck it, bro. Let me almost triple my money.
Yeah, that's an
You know,
easy
for
money one.
$5. Yeah, like I'd almost do that. Like if it was part of a parlay,
Yeah.
you know, and you're just like, okay, fine, I'll make it part of my parlay, and like fuck it, I'm gonna triple my money, or I'm just gonna lose and whatever. It's $5. Okay, I don't necessarily love that, but fuck, he what? How many did he have 17 last year? Or last week?
I don't even
He might
remember to
have.
be honest. Like I said, it's
He
just
might have.
and honestly, it's just a couple of yards. You know what I mean? He probably got 6 or 7 yards just on the sneaks.
Couple of, yeah, I'm about to say a couple. I was literally just about to say, shit. You get about a good 3, 4 couple QB sneaks. He's getting about probably a yard and a half, 2 yards a pop on those.
Yeah. And again, Kenny, I know it's not necessarily something I expect from Mac Jones, but for those odds, I'm taking it. You know what I mean?
It's you're not believing that you're gonna win the bet. You're making it based off of how much you're gonna win.
Yeah.
You're not doing it
And
as a
another
bet
good
that you
one
think
for
you're gonna hit.
everybody is going to be Jaden Higgins, who is their fourth wide receiver, who will be jumping up to their number 2 to catch 4 passes. That's all he's got to catch is 4 passes. I think
The
that's
tight end
doable
you
for him.
said?
No, this is their number. Jaden
Oh,
Higgins
the
is their
receiver?
fourth wide receiver. Who's going to be
Oh,
joining up to.
okay.
So we'll see.
Is there a CMC one?
I didn't do a. I didn't like the odds on him, so I didn't do them.
Oh. Okay, not great odds. Yeah,
Yeah, they were just kind of.
that's what Vegas is hoping. 11 yards tops. Yeah, Vegas is saying this nigga ain't running for 17 yards on one leg. That's exactly what Vegas is saying.
But again,
Um,
he gets a 7
I
yard
don't.
scramble, a 3 yard scramble. Now
You
he's
know,
at
I'm
10.
taking back that. I'm taking back that Mac Jones 2 touchdowns, bro. I'm taking back that Mac Jones 2 touchdowns. I don't love it. I don't love it.
Higgins. Maybe I got Higgins and Hutchinson backwards. Then maybe he's the number 1, 2. But yeah, either way, their number 3 is now their number 1, and their number 4 is now their number 2.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's not the world's greatest odds, but Niners by 2. Yeah, because if we win, bro, we're gonna win. We're gonna win by more than 2. I honestly think if we're gonna win, we're probably more likely blow them out lightweight. Oh no, I won't say blow them out. It'll be like last week.
Hmm.
We'll get a touchdown at the end that makes it maybe a 2 score game. Like
Yep,
maybe we're up by 8 and then we get a touchdown to make it a 15-point game kind of thing.
you can see that.
You know, but yeah. All right.
So don't forget, everybody. Next week I will not be here. DJ.
Oh yeah. I forgot Halloween. You're never
Yep.
here
And next
Halloween.
week, obviously,
Yeah,
is
yeah,
Halloween. It is my anniversary. We're gonna have a gang of people here. We're gonna be
yeah.
doing a costume party here at our house. Maybe I can sneak over and get everybody in the costume on the stream real quick, but don't expect that because if I do that, that'll have to be low key because Deb will kill me if I do that. But yeah, so I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, y'all have a great fucking Halloween. Have I told you
Yeah.
guys what our or my costume is this year?
No, you haven't told us what your costume is.
Okay.
What do you go on
So
this
do you
year?
remember Mac? Mac came down there. So Mac's been having
Yeah.
some health issues to where at this point right now, Mac walks with a walker because he's got
Uh,
some nerve and back issues going on and shit like that. So Mac with a walker, remember, in a walker, he's gonna put on a blue robe. Anybody? Any guesses on this one right now?
no.
So just think cartoon blue robe guy with a walker. Nothing? All right. So what I am wearing is an orange hat, a blue shirt, some gray pants, and white shoes. And I'm going to be going, no, don't touch me. Anybody?
No.
I'm going to be Chris from Family Guy. He's going to be the old pervert
Oh, fucking Herbert the Ferret.
and so we're going to walk around, we're going to hand out candy and everything. We're like, no,
Yeah.
don't touch me. He's going to be like, come here, little boy.
Yeah, Jason. Why you gotta insult my co-host like that, Tommy? Damn.
I mean, you be going off of some of the weirdest shit, bro.
Yeah, bro. Tommy been hitting my pre-rolls, bro. Um, have anybody seen the Cannonball Run? Cannonball Run.
I don't even know what that is. And I think we lost TJ there.
A certain delivery service didn't call me
All
right
right.
now. Anyway, but they didn't. Okay. Well, yeah, no, that's gonna be fucking funny, Cass. Fucking Chris and her the pervert. Anyway, yeah. Well, tell Miss Deb I said happy anniversary. Um, many returns to y'all and everything like that. Hey, nah, bro, I ain't reading the shit about me and Aikman, nigga. Fuck Troy Aikman's bitch ass, bro. Fucking Tony Homo.
You mean white? Fuck. Jay-Z.
Oh damn, bruh. Damn, hey, he really does look like a white Jay-Z. Hey,
They
Tommy,
do.
man, I might accidentally hit ban on you too. I'll give you the fucking
Bebop.
what's his face treatment?
Bebop.
Yeah, the Bebop treatment. Um, anyway, hey, Bruno, that shit really was on accident though. I miss Bebop. Free my nigga Bebop.
And I have looked for like an hour and a half to try to figure out what the fuck happened. I
I
still
can't
can't figure
figure
it out.
out what the fuck to do, bro. Free my nigga Bebop. But yeah, no. Have a great anniversary, bro.
I'll see you
Y'all
Tuesday.
be
I'll
safe.
be there for the halftime and everything.
Yeah. Have a blessed anniversary, bro. We will do the show next week. I'll work on trying to get a special guest. I'm reaching out to a couple people to see if maybe I could pull a favor or two. To get a host in here. If not, maybe I'll hit up Jamie. But yeah, many returns to you and Miss Deb on your anniversaries. Um, get too drunk, be safe. Don't eat all the Halloween candy and all that shit. Check for the. Okay, hey, bro. So have you ever fucking known somebody that's found shit in their candy?
Not a single person my entire life, dude.
Not a
46
single
years,
fucking
I've
person.
never had anything. The craziest shit I've seen is like when people give out like celery sticks or some bullshit like that. But I've never seen where like people are handing out like drugs and razor blades and shit
Fucking
like that.
razor blades and shit in their
I've never seen
candy.
shit like that. Like, come on.
Never, bro. Anyway, um, at this point, I think like everybody would just fuck you up
Oh
just
yeah.
off the fact that like you had to be the motherfucker that like to actually do that shit. You know?
I'd whoop somebody's ass if I looked in a kid's bag and saw that shit.
Well, of course, like off top, you're going to, but I'm just saying, just off the GP, it's like, hey, motherfucker, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you actually gotta be the one that actually does this. Like, we've all heard it. Anyway, happy Halloween, bro. Actually, don't think I'm gonna do anything. I don't think I'm gonna even dress up this year, unless maybe I'll put on my Batman mask like I did last year. All right, brother. We'll see y'all for the pregame Tuesday or Sunday.
Yep. All right, Fafi Tai Te Lava. One love, everybody. Thanks for showing up.